And then I can go over here to schedule a meeting. I could also use it to create a poll. So I have those two choices. I'm going to schedule a meeting, and Oliver, my cat is helping me type, and that doesn't work really well. Okay, and let's say it's on Tradewing. And then I won't put in a description, but you certainly can. Then the next step is to decide what days I want to offer people, and usually I would offer several days. So then if I do that, I'm going to add times. I can add a start time, and based on whatever we had selected over on that other step, Oliver, you're making this difficult. I know you want attention, but this is hard. Okay, so I have to do this over and over. Let's see. Doodle poll is a little bit easier in that regard. There's probably a nice fast way of doing this that I haven't learned yet.
As Marilyn is setting it up, I just wanted to interject again with, please try to, when scheduling meetings, give your participants at least a month's notice, at least. And if at all possible, like we did with the council meetings, scheduling them as much in advance as we could, so we have all those dates on our calendar, because some of us are K through 12, some of us are in private practice, some of us are in higher ed, and regretfully, those of us who have more of a others are responsible for what we do in a day. Regretfully, even if we do all of this advanced scheduling, sometimes somebody can't come in because our boss said this has priority. So keep that in mind. Remember, we're volunteers and we're at the beck and call of whomever is paying our, paid life, if you will. So be as understanding as you can with the participants who are working in the areas that they're working in the career development field.
Now I'm going to show you something you probably already know. These responses are the same as Doodle. So one click is yes, second click is maybe, or if need be. And then if I don't click at all, it's no. So I can put on different responses, and Doodle has the same ones. And in this one, I can then vote. Now there's no reason for me to vote, because if I pick those times, they're all clear. I wouldn't pick times I didn't want to do it, but I could. I could then click invite, and I could invite everybody who I want, but I prefer to do it by just copying the link and sending it to people, because then I'm not giving Strawpoll people's emails until they choose to respond. So I will go down here to share and copy the email and send that in my email, inviting them to tell me which days are best for them. Any questions about this? This is hopefully fairly simple.
So my question would be, it's going to be more or less similar when you try to book an event or schedule an event for other members in the group, right?
Yeah, so then I would send this link to everybody in that group I just created. Now, I can't remember which time we actually found was the best time. I don't think I picked the right one. I think it was 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or something. I should have put that in as my example. But once we've picked a good time that's going to work for everybody, then it's just a question of which day can you come. And as Natalie said, we all have busy schedules. So yeah, we just want people to look at their schedule and figure out which one they can. Now, my rule of thumb is that I wait until I get about half, because half of the people never respond. And I never wait for everybody to respond. People might have something come up later. People might feel like they don't have any preference, that any day is fine, so they don't need to respond. But I find that just if you can get about half of the people to respond, close the poll. And I try to close the poll within 3 days, because what I'm basically doing is saying, keep your calendar open, because I might want, we might need that day. And that's hard. Keeping your calendar open is hard. So try to get that done in 3 days if you possibly can. And remind if you can't. Any questions about this?
Just a
Okay.
suggestion for folks. I wanted to share that it's important when you do send the link to let them know what your deadline is for them completing the poll. And if you do decide to do a reminder, don't remind the folks who have already completed, and don't make those who didn't complete feel bad. So what I always do in my emails is I have the email come to me, and I put those who didn't respond in the blind copy. So that way no one is shown as not doing what they're supposed to do. And when people reply, if they have any response, they're replying to me. So just some tips.
Yeah, but that's almost impossible for most of us to do. I'm recommending that you use TradeWing and you send out your reminders through TradeWing. Now, one of the things we have to do is make sure that all your committee members have their direct communication turned on. So we're going to do that next.